maybe one of the top 5 are off the board, Hart?
Yeah, Gavrikov, it's either done or just about done, and it should be 7x7 with the Rangers. Rangers for Gavrikov, who's really, if you're looking for a defenseman that actually defends, I mean, I think he stands alone there in the UFA list for D-men. But that's definitely a big name off the board now.
The fit was rumored for a couple of weeks. He gets $1.5 million per year less than Provorov. Does that surprise you?
Yep. I think if you pulled teams on who you'd rather have, I think Provorov moves the puck a little bit better, but I mean Gavrikov I think helps you more in the playoffs, and that harder guy to defend against. If you're playing a team like the Panthers in the playoffs, you need someone to bust a cycle. I think Gavrikov's your guy. I guess Provorov got Yes, I'm surprised. I think that's the short way to say it. Yeah,
I think there's a lot of people having that similar reaction. Just quickly before we let you go, not only is Corey Perry going to LA, but Joel Armia. They had a good run together in Montreal. Armia's joining him as well with the Kings.
Sounds that way. I think also look for the Kings to sign a goalie here pretty soon. I think they're going to be locking up one of the remaining goalies pretty quickly.
All right, there you go. Ken Holland getting busy. Thank you very much, Hart Levine. Again, updated rosters at Puckpedia as these moves come down the pipe. Let's go back to Carter Hutton and Matt Barnaby. Boys, one of the big fish is gone. 2 of our top 5 have actually now been signed today, with Brock Besser, who is number 3 on our list, going back to Vancouver, and Vlad Gavrikov, 7x7 with the New York Rangers. I'll be honest, I was wincing thinking about what this deal was going to be. Matt, I don't hate 7x7. That's actually pretty good work for Chris Drury. Oh, who's robbing who?
Rangers.
Rangers.
Rangers make a good deal. Oh my God. They don't make many. Bobby Holik at 9.5 was a tough one when I played. So 7x7, that's a great deal. It's a great deal when you consider what Provorov got. I would much rather him in my lineup. And let's not forget how putrid defensively the New York Rangers were last year. Like, they were awful. If you watch them play in their own zone and turnovers that they had, this is what they needed in that lineup. This will take them another step to getting back to being a playoff team and a good, solid NHL team. This is a way better deal than the Provorov deal, and it's going to age well, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you, Barnes. I think it's a good deal in that sense too. And that being said, I just feel like, again, it's like a little more safety net, and you have Igor Shesterkin too. I think it just adds value to protect him a little bit as you get down into the season, because they're going to need him to be good down the stretch. And I think at times, these last few years when they've been, obviously look at last year with not making the playoffs, I think they just leaned on him too much at times. And I feel like Jonathan Quick's done a great job. But that being said, a little more predictability, a guy that plays well in the D zone. It makes it easier for a goalie. And that is one thing. I had a chance to watch the LA Kings play the New York Rangers this year at MSG. It was ugly. They were booed off the rink, and Shesterkin wasn't great. But as I watched the game and you watch the breakdowns from a goalie standpoint, you're like, he doesn't know what's coming at him. Like, there's no predictability. I don't care how good you are. If you can't defend well and you can't help your goalie out, it's going to be tough no matter who you have in net. So I think that'll be an important factor as he starts to fit into the system and as he grows with, arguably one of the best goalies in the league. I think this is a great signing for the New York Rangers and for a team that I don't really think anyone really thought they were going to miss the playoffs last year. I think this puts them back into the mix real quick.
Yeah, look at Cam Talbot when he was in Ottawa and the putrid defense that they played under DJ Smith. He goes to LA and he's an all-star. Like, you can't always just hang it on a goaltender. That's the easy analysis out there. Oh, the goaltender wasn't good enough. Okay, well, how bad were they defensively? You take the same goaltender like Cam Talbot in Ottawa, and a year later, so he underperforms here, but they were giving up grade A's after grade A's, and he goes to LA, a better defensive team. Shesterkin is a star goalie, but you can't leave him out hung to dry, 15 times a game. It's going to catch up to you.
The New York Rangers blue line as it sits right now, they obviously have Adam Fox locked up at $9.5 million. Gavrikov, Will Borgen, Carson Soucy, Braden Schneider, Urho Vakanainen. They signed 24-year-old Matt Robertson and kept him in the fold as well. So 7 D-men under contract. Keandre Miller is the one pending RFA. And as they bring in Gavrikov, I think we may have a breaking trade coming down the pipe as well. Elliot Friedman reporting that the Rangers are working on sending Keandre Miller to the Carolina Hurricanes. So we may be getting a trade as well to discuss in a little bit, but you kind of got the sense, again, you go make the splash for Gavrikov. Obviously, the Rangers had done things, not with just with Trouba, but obviously Kreider earlier on in the offseason. They wanted to create some cap space. And again, still, even after the Gavrikov deal, $6 million, like, I don't think Chris Drury's done. There's probably another big ad coming here, Barnes. Hey, hockey fans, if you enjoyed that video, then make sure you hit the subscribe button right here on the Daily Faceoff YouTube. We have you covered for everything you need. Exclusive interviews on The Sheet with Jeff Merrick, all the latest hockey news on Daily Faceoff Live, and you can always get your morning started with Johnny Lazarus and Colby Cohn on Morning Cup of Hockey. Don't miss a minute. Hit that subscribe button.